So a friend of mine just quoted me a little bit from an audio drama from a very large, very popular audio drama firm that I won't give the name of. Let's call them Large Terminus. And they've got a lot of good stuff, Large Terminus. They do a good kind of work, and they're very, very popular. But I think a lot of the time what you'll encounter in that kind of work is what this dialogue was, which is in this scene she describes it, a character is heard by sound effects, running up some stairs, knocking over some furniture, clambering into a room, and then shouting back to her pursuer, "You can't get me. I've run up the stairs, moved some furniture, and made a barricade." Now, obviously, that is atrocious dialogue, but it's kind of seen as a concession of audio drama in a lot of forms, like in those kind of big popular ones. People are just kind of meant to accept it because there is no visuals. You're supposed to just roll with the fact that that kind of clumsy dialogue is necessary for the medium. I don't really hold to that. I don't have too much of a problem with it if people want to go with it that way, but I think I've managed in Sojourn to avoid really ever having to do that. And you've got to feel your way through it to learn how it's done. So if I was doing that, running up the stairs scene, what you've got to think about is what is actually pertinent information. So the fact that she has gone upstairs and used furniture to make the barricade, neither of those are crucial. The only thing that is crucial is that there is a barricade. So if she really must shout back to the pursuer in threatening, which I think is a bit odd, but if she must, it would simply be something as short as "you can't get me in here" or "you can't get me." And that's a bit better. But ideally you would do what I try to do in Sojourn, which is that nobody is ever alone. There's maybe like 2 points in all of Sojourn where somebody's on their own. I think it's Vadrik both times. It's at the beginning of Faithless, Vadrik's in the forest on his own, and he talks into his little pager thing, because you've got to have dialogue somehow. If you've got two people there, that character can run up those stairs, turn to the person with them, and say, "Grab something and help me build a barricade," or "Grab something and help me barricade this door." Even just "grab something and help me with this," because possibly the soundscape is enough to inform you of what they're doing anyway. But you've now reached the point where it's just something that is 100% organic. Grab something and help me with this is completely acceptable dialogue. That's something somebody would say, and an attentive audience member knows what's going on. They know they've built a barricade. It's fine. It just requires that little bit of pacing out and a little bit of thinking. There's always a way to do it. I mean, we've done a season and a half of Sojourn, and very rarely really brushed against the point where you would have to do clumsy narration. We've always managed to find a way, normally by that method of bouncing it off a second character, to avoid ever having to say anything too clumsy.